Father Pat, good morning. I wanted to talk, it is Saturday, so I wanted to talk a little bit about Mary to my young people in exile. So this is message number 6. So Mary, remember, was young. She was just a teenager when God asked her to do this completely life-changing thing. She was about maybe 14 years old when the angel Gabriel presented her with the opportunity to become the mother of God. And that would require her complete dedication to God and sacrifice maybe some plans that she would have for kind of like a normal life. And you thought that choosing a college was hard. Imagine being asked to be mother of God. Okay. So anyway, so what gave Mary this strength and courage to be able to do this enormous task, right? So she has free will like us. She could have said no, but she didn't. She said yes. And so it must be her faith, her trust in God, right? That to her, God is truly good, and God's will is the path, the only path to true happiness. And yet she was willing to suffer for this, to face ridicule, to be misunderstood, to be in danger. Remember, she could have been stoned for being unfaithful to her betrothal, engagement to Joseph. That's what it looked like. So that's how deep her faith was. She trusted that if God would ask her to do something, he would also help her through it. And she lived that tremendous, courageous faith her whole life, right up until the foot of the cross, seeing her son die for the salvation of the world. Imagine that in the midst of sorrow, a proud mother, a faithful disciple. So what can we learn from Mary? Even though we might think we're too young, God is calling us, right? He doesn't wait to like some magic number like 30 years old to call us. He calls us right now. Just like Jesus said to the disciples, "Come, follow me." He's asking us to dedicate our lives to him right now. He invites us to be all in, not like half-hearted or lukewarm or when things are just convenient or popular, but that we would do everything for him, right? And he promises to be with us and help us through just like he helped Mary. So the UCAT number 148, that's the Youth Catechism, great yellow book, it's awesome, says, can Mary really help us? Great question. The answer is yes. It says, since the beginning of the church, experience has taught us that Mary does help. Millions of Christians can testify to this since the beginning of the church. And it's right in Scripture. If you look at John, Gospel of John chapter 2, just look at how caring Mary was for this young couple, probably related or at least in the village, when they ran out of wine at their wedding. Like, what an embarrassment. And so she prods her son Jesus to do his first miracle out of caring for that young couple. Imagine that. And so she always does this. She prays for us, and she tries to help us by praying to her son. And so what's the takeaway? So I recommend that we kind of buddy up with Mary, become good friends with her, read about her in Scripture and other good books, and ask her to help us to get to know her. I know that really changed, my life, just my relationship with her and how she leads me to her son Jesus and how she has a special love for priests. It's great to have somebody like that on our side. And so Mary can really help us, and she wants to with her help in her prayers, her support. And as the UCAT says, a good mother always stands up for her children, and this one certainly does. So God bless you. Have a great day, and reach out to Mary. Bye now.